Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What a chipper morning despite the gray skies. Yep, I'm not at home at the moment. I am in a beautiful, beautiful Netherlands. I am visiting my son who is studying here. And today I am going to take you on a tour of garden allotments. Hello, birdie. Now, 2 years ago, when I first started videotaping the things that I do, I talked about renting land. You know, if you don't have room where you live, let's say you live in an apartment, let's say you live elsewhere, one of the good things is that you can rent land. And allotments are just an example of that. And look at this. This is just natural. The grasses are growing up naturally. They have a fig tree over here. That's a fig tree. And then they have all these shaded trees. And then they have flower gardens, but everything is just grown up naturally. And even though it's full of weeds, it still is pretty. People have beautiful, beautiful gardens in their allotments. They plant whatever they feel like having in their own garden. So for example, obviously, these allotment owners enjoy flowers, they enjoy roses, and they kind of had this wild rose garden feel. Each of these gardens, I'm not going to videotape every garden, but I just want to show you, look at how long this allotment row is. It's very long. And then there's an equally long lane behind me. And some of these gardens, they grow flowers. Some of them have little buildings and they make little yards, beautiful, beautiful gardens out of them. Others grow vegetables, just whatever you want. And what I want to stress about these allotments is that they're rented. They're not attached to the people's homes where they live. Many people live in apartments, so they have these allotments. Most places throughout Europe have allotments just outside the city limits or at the edge of the city limits. And I personally think it's an amazing thing. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that these cities offer for people who love to garden. So I'm taking a tour and I'm going to see some pretty gardens today. I'm pretty sure of it. You see this? This one, they're growing vegetables as well. They have the flowers, they're growing their vegetables. Yeah. And then you see their buildings. They have what it looks like these little cottages. And you can see some of these are really invested in. It's a nice little weekend place to come. Now, allotments have hours. They're open from 8 to 4. So you cannot spend the night here. But look at this. See this one? They have their little cottage, which has a place to store your tools. Maybe it has a little kitchen so you could do canning or something. And then this one, they have a little greenhouse. They're growing vegetables. They have a seating area, a dining area, an area for kids to play. And then, of course, they've got their flower garden. And it's just their beautiful, beautiful place to come be and enjoy a few hours on the weekends. Or maybe during the week, I don't know. There's another one. You see that? They have these nice gates. You see that? And the walkway. Just really beautiful. So these are rented areas. So it's actually private property. We don't go into them. Look at this one. Look at this one. You see? They have the ground ready. Well, it looks like they're growing onions and beans and beets, and yeah, it's still necessary to have a greenhouse. And look at their berries. Oh, it looks like they have a cherry tree. Look at that. And of course it's netted to keep the birds away. But isn't this beautiful? This is absolutely lovely. Look at this one. Flowers galore. And I don't know if it's coming through on the video, but there are bees everywhere in there. And you see, let me see if we can zoom in. For some reason I can't zoom in. You see over there a glass house. This yard, it's just bursting with life. Food for the bees, the insects. It's just a wonderful habitat area. I mean, these are tiny areas. These are tiny little cabins, tiny little yards. But look at what you can do with these little yards. Look at all the things you can grow. People are growing flowers. People are growing food. They have created for themselves an environment of just peace. And look at this one. You see they have the brick oven next to their flower garden, their manicured grassy area, all bordered by flowers, just really beautiful flowers. Look at that. And this is their front area. Yeah, look at that. And then they have back here, they've got a sitting area. They have paved bricks, flowers. Really pretty. Really pretty. Come on. This one says little home. Isn't that cute? Look at this one. Do you see this one? A greenhouse, a manicured yard with vegetable beds. You see the pond over there by the house. You can tell by the netting. Yep. And a nice little front gate. Each one of these is different. Look at this one. This one has got a pond with fish. Now they have to put nets over all the ponds. Every pond that I've noticed has nets over them. It keeps the birds out, it keeps the ducks out. And just look at this tree. Go out a little bit, the tree, and then you see the roses coming through that tree from the rose bush. And you see they have an area for the carpenter bees, and then behind that they've got an area for birds to nest in. And if you notice, look, one of them actually looks like it has a nest in it. And then, of course, behind this pond area, you see that green building. That is a greenhouse. And in front of that, they've got a vegetable garden. And it's just, everything about this is so pretty. Each one is so different, just absolutely beautiful. And look at this one. You see the greenhouse here. You see the little cottage. You see the grassy area, fruit trees. Yep, this looks like apples. And then you've got the vegetable garden over here. Yep, just absolutely beautiful. And then you have the flower garden. I love how they combine the flowers with the vegetables, with a play area for the kids. I mean, this isn't a huge space, but you can do a lot with it. And each one is different from the rest. Let's see. Just these pretty yards. And then you can see where those who take growing food seriously Over here, you see they're growing their food. They have their vegetable beds. And then on the other side of their walkway, they've got their wildflowers. And that's very smart because their wildflowers attract the insects, which can also pollinate their vegetables. Look on that table. Do you see that table? They just have many, many, many pots of flowers. And from here, you just see the flowers and the color, and it's so nice. And then up here, I just saw a bird fly out of these bird nests. So they have these bird nests right under their roof. So they've created a habitat for the bees and the insects and for birds, while also providing food for themselves. These allotments are really small. Let's just walk along here. For example, this one, okay? You have from that gate over here, this is the gate, and then it comes to right here. This is it. This is how wide this allotment is. And then it goes back to just behind that little cottage house. They're not very big, but you can grow so much in this space. This is the plot from the gate. You can tell, very serious about having a vegetable garden. Look at that. Do you see the tomatoes in there? They're growing a little bit of everything. I'm at the end of the lane. There's a seating area here with ducks. Oh, look, there's a family. Hi. Look at the family. Hi. Oh, such a pleasant area to be in. So beautiful. There are many more plots than what I've showed you in this video, and they are all so incredibly lovely. If you ever get a chance to visit an allotment area, please do so. They have a lot of creativity there. Until next time.